there, guys. It's Aussie Grim with the Gamers Grim, and we are back this week, and we are on the moon of Kurtz for another custom vanilla ship build. Today, we are going to go over what I call the Centurion. Since I seem to be on a trend of like rehashing and redoing ships, I redid the Midnight Run into the Shadow Run, and then I upgraded the Imperator into the Praetorian. I figured I would start an entire line of ships designed after the Imperator, but in this case, we're going to go down a class. So if you don't have Class C ship parts or have some of the ship parts available to you, but you really do love that Imperator and Praetorian design and the lines on it, then the Centurion is for you, because this is a Class B ship. So it's got reasonable cargo and reasonable space, as well as some really good armaments, just like the Imperator and the Praetorian. But the Centurion is a little bit down from them. So you're not going to have as much cargo and as many habs and as powerful of weapons. But it is a Class B for all the Class B people out there. So this is the ship for you if you like this Legion series of ships, as I am now calling them. And I have another one that I will be doing probably either over the weekend or at the first of next week, which will be a Class A version. It's already done. I just need to do the video for it. But we're going to head into the Centurion, and you will see the interior for yourself. Being that this is a Class B ship, it is a little bit smaller than the Imperator and much smaller than the Praetorian. But we will come up into this HopeTech cockpit, just like on all of the Legion series ships. And this is where it gets a little smaller. It just has this one 2x2 living quarters with a workshop this direction. And then over here, I have a laboratory. So you do have all of your workbenches in here, and then we do have a living quarters going back here for some sleeping. And why is everything wigging out on this ship? There is just crap everywhere. The update did something. I've got a gazillion things. I think I need to clean out my inventory. I think all of the ship's inventory just dumped inside the ship right now, which is kind of funny, but gotta love those Bethesda bugs. But we'll go back to the tour. Obviously, we have this living quarters here, and then we have the one in the back, and then over here, I think I have another workshop. But this was, I was either going to make this a captain's quarters or an armory, but you really do have access to quite a few habs, even on this ship, even though it's not a Class C ship. And we do have a bathroom. I always try to have a bathroom on my ships. But we will head forward to the cockpit of the Centurion, and we will take off, and you guys can see this bad boy in space.
Escape trajectory plotted.
Really does take advantage of the same design lines as the Imperator and the Praetorian, and just looks really good in flight. Very comfortable.
Hell of a view from here.
But here we go. Go into photo mode. We'll go into orbital, and you can have a look at the Centurion. I wanted to maybe put some fins over the outward arms, but I didn't. But you know, you can do what you want. But like, here you go. This is the panoramics of the Centurion. Really nice Class B ship. Looks really good, obviously, because it follows the same design principles as the Imperator and Praetorian, like all the ships in the Legion series does. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to build. And for those of you who only have access to Class B parts, this is a ship that you can definitely build. And so what we'll do is we will swap over to the build menu, and we'll do a quick breakdown of what you got to do to put a ship like this together. So we will be right back. All right, we are back here in the shipbuilder. and we have the Centurion pulled apart. For those of you who have seen the other Legion ships, there's only slight differences in these ships, so you will kind of have a basic understanding of how to build the Centurion, because obviously we have ourselves the Commander 500 bridge. Again, any of the Commander bridges work here. I just happen to have this one unlocked, so this is the one that I am using. And then we have a HopeTech companionway, a Fuselage B, as always. And then going back into that, we have the 2x2 attached to the 2x1, attached to another 2x1. And that is the basic layout of the Centurion's HABs and the framework for your ship. Underneath, we have one of these pinpoint 4G landing gears. Oh, and I didn't pull it off, but it is here. This is where the 104DS mag inertial reactor goes. It's right up underneath your HABs here. And then the first of our cargo is the Polo 2000 cargo holds that goes behind your NG6 landing bay that goes up into that HopeTech companionway. But this is where we are going to stick our Docker as well. It is a 110 DP Docker from Demos, one of the few that you can flip upside down. There was no way to really hide the Docker on this ship because the way the snapping techniques works with that side, you need a gap. You cannot snap two items to the Docker's snap point. So it needs to be like with the Imperator and the Praetorian, there's an additional cowling that goes back that allows you to use that. You could hypothetically put it here and then pull it out from here if you really wanted to do the side snapping Docker to hide it so you didn't have a ladder inside your HAB area. But in this case, I didn't do it because I try to stay as vanilla as I can on these builds. So we will start throwing on some decorative pieces. Underneath here, we of course have some Stroud cowling that goes just like you see there, right out the outside of your Docker. And then over here, we have a Stroud Eklund, just basic fuselage piece, or what's the word I'm looking for? A switch to the right thing. Come on, where is it? It did not stick like I wanted it to. Got to get it to, there we go. That is not what I wanted it to be. There should be a square variant for it. I'm almost certain there is. It's being very aggravating. But we'll leave it like that, and then obviously you're going to attach your Stroud caps on the bottom here to that so that we get this nice swooping effect underneath the ship on the bottom. And then we do have a Demos belly and a HopeTech nose B that we use to cover up that. But we will put on our gas tanks. We are using two M10 Ulysses Helium-3 tanks, and they go right behind your HABs like you see here. So that way there's a nice, kind of very beautiful effect when you look at the ship from the side. It looks like the gas tanks are like pipes coming back from the front of the ship. And we will attach the first of two of our SAE 5660 engines from Slayton Aerospace with a little Demos bumper on the side. Make them look like they got wings. And then over the top, we obviously have some more Stroud cargo, or Stroud Eklund caps that go right here. And in between those, we are putting Galleon S202 cargo holds on the top. And they will go right over the top like you see just there. And they are mirrored on this side of the ship as well. And they will go just like that. And we are going to put our grav drive on top in between those two delicious things you see right there. And then we will put our Nova radiator on top of that to kind of break up the look of that. And then really quick, we're going to put our shield right here at the back. It's the Vanguard Bulwark shield. This is a Class B ship, so we can do that. And we do this so that we can hide it. So we're going to take this Nova cowling, we're going to turn it into that, and then we're going to just change the shape of it, and it's going to cover up our shield so we don't have to worry about that. We're going to throw one little dragon, 241 pulse laser turrets on the top here. If you don't have the generator power that I do, because I have max generator power, this will be the weapon that is completely optional for this build. This is just, I have an additional 4 power left over from my turrets, and so I popped one of these little bad boys on there just to finish it out so I'm not wasting any of my power while I'm in combat. And we're going to do sort of the same thing up the front here. We're going to take that Nova cowling and we're going to transition it into that so that it gives us that nice effect that we like to see coming up from that Hope Tech companionway. Then we got ourselves some more Nova cowlings, just like on all of the Legion series, that reach out and sort of stick out like you see right there and create that beautiful front look of the ship that we enjoy so much. And of course, we have our Nova braking engines that go in between like you see here, just like so. And they stick right there. And then we're going to have some Nova cross passages that come out of the back so that we can connect to our arms. And then we will put these on last. These are our last 2 pieces of cargo. They are the Gamma 1000 cargo holds, but we'll put them on after we go over the outward arms. Obviously, the outward arms are a Taio braking engine on the front, and on the back we have 2 of the Nova 1050 engines. You could probably put whatever engines here you want. They just look really good with this build and match really well with the silhouette, and since this is a Class B build, we're going to use them. So, and then we have 2 of these pinpoint 4G landing gears here that are sitting underneath another one of those Taio 2x1s that we have here. And obviously we have our little winglets. They attach directly to your Taio workshop. And on top of this side, we have 3 Disruptor 3320 neutron turrets going across those winglets. And this whole operation attaches to your cross passers, just like you see there, and everything is mirrored on the starboard side as well. You have your braking engine, your Nova 1050, the winglets, and the science lab, but the 2x1, and then of course we have 3 PBO 100 auto neutron turrets. Again, I typically stick with particle turrets because I have max particle weapons, max turret damage, so it really benefits me. But there are more than enough snap points for you to use whatever weapons you want on this particular build. And so now we will throw the last of our cargo on here, and it will go on the back just underneath our cross passage. They were stuck to the inside, and I don't know why this is being so argumentative with me, but it is. And I see, that's where I had it. Yeah, there. Now it's square like I want it to be, and we can put those on the inside just like we did with the original build. But that is the Centurion, guys, the Class B version of my Legion series of ships. So I will be doing the Optio next, which will be the Class A version of these ships. So look for that, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the Gamer's Grim.